Hey, shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda Ben Shomer, and welcome to the Daily Drosh. Today's Daily Drosh is taken from Matthew chapter 5, and I'm going to be reading verse 48. This verse is often taken out of context and is read and understood with much confusion, but it's really, really simple. All you got to do is put it in context. It says, and this is Yeshua talking, and he's talking about God's perfection. He says, "You must therefore be perfect, just as your heavenly Father is perfect." How in the heck are we supposed to do that? Nobody's perfect. So how are we to be perfect? If God expects us to be perfect, how are we to be perfect just like God? That's an impossibility. It can't be done. That's not what this verse is saying. It's not what this verse is talking about. You must be therefore perfect, just as your heavenly Father is perfect. That word perfect in the Greek, yes, it can be translated as perfect, but a more accurate translation is complete, sound, whole. So let's read it this way. You must therefore be whole and complete, just as your heavenly Father is whole and complete. Okay, how do we be perfect? How do we be whole and complete like God? Well, what are the verses above it? What's the context? The context is talking about loving other people, not just loving people who are like you, of the same race, the same ethnicity, the same religion, the same sex, the same likes, hobbies, whatever. It's not, to be perfect, to be whole and complete. It's not just loving those who love you. It's not just loving those who are like you, but it's loving everybody alike. Loving everybody the same, loving everybody equally, loving everybody unbiasedly. And just because you love them doesn't mean you have to agree with them. And just because you love them doesn't mean you have to accept everything they do. I am totally 100% biblically against homosexuality, but that doesn't mean that I hate homosexuals. I love homosexuals. I know and am friends with homosexual people. I love them just as I would love anybody else. That's what this verse is talking about. Be ye whole and complete and perfect, just like your heavenly Father is whole and complete and perfect. God doesn't show any favoritism. God is fair, and he is just, and he calls us to be fair and just across the board. It says that that it rains on the just and the unjust. The sun shines on the just and the unjust alike. God doesn't show favoritism. We're not to show favoritism. We're not to show bias. The verses above it are talking about, greeting people that that's of the same ethnicity. It says, let me just go ahead and read those. It says, if you love those who love you, have you to claim any credit? For even the tax collectors, and a tax collector was considered a traitor to his people. Even a tax collector does as much, do they not? And if you save your greetings for your brothers, in other words, people of the same religion or ethnicity, are you doing anything exceptional? Even pagans do that, do they not? You must therefore be perfect, whole, and complete, just as your heavenly Father is perfect, whole, and complete. This verse about perfection is talking about love. It's not talking about perfection as we think of perfection in the West without any flaws. That's not what this verse is talking about. So hopefully this was able to give you a better understanding of an often taken out of context and confused verse. So go out there and be perfect, just as your Father in heaven's perfect. In other words, go out there to your school, to your workplace, to wherever you're at, and love other people. Don't just greet people that you know. Say hi to a stranger. Say, hey, how you doing? Because sometimes people, just you recognizing them saying, hey, I do exist. Hey, somebody said hi to me. Sometimes people might be afraid, like, okay, they said hello to me. What do they want? Oh, nothing, man. I'm just being a good, friendly neighbor. Hey. So go out there and be perfect. Have a great day, folks. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Hey, parents, want to get your kids involved in Torah, but just don't know how? Well, go to my website, abrahamsdescendants.com, and look for the Kids Torah portions. Or go to my YouTube channel and check out Kids Torah.